Welcome to Outlander Media Network. My name is Kirby Lee Bailey, and I'm with Broken Love lead singer Justin Benlolo.
That's right.
Yeah. I got it right on the first time. There is a God. And did I say the name right? Because Broken Love is spelled BRKN.
That's right. Yeah.
Wow.
You wouldn't be the first one to get it actually right. Most people get it wrong.
What's your last name?
Well, the last name and the name of the band.
I was just making sure because sometimes people want to say BRKN Love.
Or Birkin Love, we get a lot. Or Brooklyn Love, we used to get a lot.
Oh, because you used to be in New York.
Yeah, and my band, the other members are from New York. So it can kind of get confusing sometimes. Say, oh, New York based, I'm from Toronto. But I could see the correlation between, okay, some guys are from Brooklyn, could be Brooklyn Love. But that's not the case. It is broken.
I was making sure. I went to this with another band, Outlier.
Yeah.
Because they have an OVELIER. That's why I like to ask that question just in case.
It's very trendy, to name your bands with hyphenated sort of wording or so you do a V as a U or something. A lot of bands did that. I mean, I feel like a lot of bands were doing that when I came up with a name for the band. Honestly, looking back now, I wish I just spelt it out.
Well, it catches people's eyes. Like, I had an artist one time, and we went and saw them, and their album was called Grammy Nominated. And it's a picture of his grandmother giving him a gift.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's a pretty good idea right there, because you're thinking it's a Grammy nominated band. So always use little codes, so that way it gets our attention.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll go back to this is going to be my first time seeing y'all in concert.
Yeah.
I was supposed to see y'all years ago. Well, not years ago. It was when COVID was ending.
Yeah.
And you were touring with Pop Evil.
Right, yeah.
And it was coming to Nashville. And then the next thing I know, they had to postpone the show.
I remember that, yeah.
And then when they restarted the show, y'all weren't on there.
Oh, that's right, yeah. They must have come back later without us.
Yeah, it was like a week later. It was.
Yeah.
I almost didn't get to see that show.
Yeah.
But I remember I bought the CD, so I would have at least an idea of what y'all were playing.
Right.
It's a great CD, by the way.
That must have been our first record.
Yeah.
The second album hadn't even been out, but
no, it was a self-titled album.
Yeah.
And y'all have another album out?
Well, we have our second record, Black Box, that we put out like 2 years ago. And then our third record is coming out sometime in February or March. We're kind of figuring out what the release plan is going to be, but we already put out the first single, called 2020 Vision.
Is that based on 2020?
No, it's just coincidental that it happens to, be named with or have the same name as a horrific year in human history. But no, it has nothing to do with the year. And it also has nothing to do, I actually coincidentally got LASIK eye surgery like a month before we wrote that song as well. So it is not about LASIK eye surgery either. But I do have 2020 vision now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, 2020 vision is a good idea to have. I like I said, we can say it's based on your eyesight. We can say it was based on the worst year in history. Y'all have any festivals or anything lined up?
No festivals at the moment. Like, we're kind of gearing up for next year just because the new album's going to come out. We're going to start the album cycle and sort of figure out what we're going to do. So there's nothing booked at the moment. We had a show on New Year's Eve in Canada. But as far as touring in the new year, we're kind of just figuring out the logistics right now. Because you have to put out a single and go to radio, then you want to tour when radio hits, or vice versa, So we're trying to figure out all that stuff. And Thanksgiving's around the corner, which means the music industry shuts down until like January. So we're figuring it out. I'm sure we're going to have a very busy next year.
I mean, that's one of the things we always talk about, like when we go around November, December, January. We don't have as many concerts to go to as we used to, but I tell you, there's always, I don't know, it's got to be one, there's so many bands out there, there's always a concert you can find.
Yeah.
It's just hard to tour during December, January. One of the things, a lot of people complain about is tickets are getting higher. That's just part of the economy.
Yeah, that's not up to us.
It's not dictated by that.
I mean, I think with the bigger artists, the
arena shows.
It is up to them. And they are, unfortunately, fucking a lot of people out of a lot of money. It's kind of uncool, to be honest with you. But we're not at that level yet, so I can't say that we have contributed to that. The ticket prices and stuff are set. The promoters and agents, and there's a lot that goes into it. But, in turn, Everything else is getting more expensive. Looking at tickets to be able to compare.
Yeah, and like I said, one of the things I tell a lot of people, we go to a lot of concerts a lot. You can go to clubs and the smaller venues, and it's almost like spending the same amount as going to the movie theater.
Movies are expensive as hell. I don't go to the movie theater anymore. Every time I go, I spend like almost $100.
Yeah, we
Swear
do.
to God. Yeah. Between popcorn and all that shit, it's like $40 just for popcorn.
Concessions, they're proud of their concessions in the movie
Crazy.
theater.
No, I don't do that anymore.
I still do. I do it 3 times a week.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, good for you.
I'm one of the worst.
Wow.
I can't help myself.
Yeah.
I love the movie theater. Like I said, we always do movie theaters, and we always do concerts. Like I said, this is my 3rd concert in a week.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't just necessarily interview at every concert. I just go, if I don't have an interview, I'm going to have a fun time anyway. I don't go, I love supporting all the bands. We always buy the merch. We always buy the tickets. We always support all of y'all. We love I love a live performance. It's a whole different animal when you're watching it on TV. One of the reasons I don't do festivals like I used to. I loved festivals at first, but it's gotten at the point. I would love to have like Bands Award Festival.
Yeah.
It's one day.
Yeah.
You had a great time. And you go to these festivals, 4 days long. It's like the 4th day. I'm just hating life.
I mean, when we go and we just play for one day, it's a lot. And it's different, obviously, being a performer. It's such a hectic day when you're playing a festival because you have so many bands and so many different stations. And all the people working there have like all their call sheets for the day, and logistics are crazy, and everything's so rushed.
And
you feel like you don't have the time.
You have to be on time. If it says 6:45, you got to be there.
100%.
I remember I talked to one band, Saliva. I was at a festival years ago, and they were like, their time was coming up, but they couldn't perform because there was a storm coming through there. And they were like, well, they're with us. We can't play this. We just drove up here for nothing.
It sucks.
And that's the bad thing. You're always working weather on the festival.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And a lot of people are more cautious with weather now. I mean, we did we went and saw Limp Bizkit in Atlanta at one of those amphitheaters, and the first 2 bands got rained out, and they didn't play out there. So, I mean, that's the chance you take with the outdoors.
For sure. I mean, listen, we tour Canada a lot, and in the winter, I mean, everything's indoor.
Oh, yeah.
But we still have had to cancel shows because of snow or there's a blizzard. You can't even drive to the next city because you're snowed in. That's happened to us a few times.
Oh, the worst. Now it's not as bad, but before social media became a play. I remember one time I went to go see a concert, and I was driving from Nashville, Tennessee to Sauget, Illinois, which was about a 5-hour ride.
Yeah.
And as I didn't, back then you didn't have these alerts. And I was almost there, and I was like, man, the weather sure is kind of rough over here with the snow.
Yeah.
And the concert had been canceled, and I didn't know it.
I think about that, and me and the band talk about that because we grew up in the digital era. Like, what it was like to tour before smartphones and maps, and I couldn't imagine pulling out a map and being like, okay, this is how we get to Sauget. But then when you get there, how do you find the venue? It's like there's so many steps. I'm like, how the fuck did people tour before phones?
The GPS is a best friend.
It's incredible.
I have done a map going from before phones really getting in the boat. Driving from Nashville, all the way to New York City.
Yeah.
And I was moving up to Jersey City at the time.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, me and my companion that were in the car, those maps will have the most interesting, colorful conversation between you and your significant other when you're sitting there arguing of why we are not at where we're supposed to be.
Right. And what exit to take. Sometimes you take different routes and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of wild.
Well, the best thing about the GPS is if there's an accident, it'll reroute you.
Right, exactly.
It'll
road
tell you.
closure sometimes. We had a road closure the other day. We were sitting on the highway for like 40 minutes waiting to just keep going. I've read horror stories and like all rock star biographies, so they all talk about the days when they first started touring in the 60s and 70s, driving like a station wagon through, I don't know, Michigan or something, excuse me, and they think they're getting to the venue and they're going the right way, and then somebody goes, holy shit, we're 3 hours in the wrong direction, Obviously, that can't happen now, but I could imagine being in that predicament, years and years ago.
Well, that almost happened to us. We had our GPS coming back from Atlanta back to Nashville. And if we would have had our GPS on, all of a sudden it said, you need to get off the interstate.
Right.
And it said, save 37 minutes off your drive if you get off the interstate right now. And it took us down this crazy back road.
Yeah.
And we were reading the next day, if we'd have stayed on that road, because we saw cars parked on the interstate, if we just stayed on there, the interstate didn't clear off till 9 in the morning. We've been sleeping in the car all night.
Yeah, we did that one time too. We got stuck in northern Ontario one time coming back from the tour in the dead of winter. And a truck flipped on the highway. I don't know if you've ever been to Canada, but in northern Ontario, coming from Thunder Bay back down to Canada to Toronto, there's only one highway you can take. And it's a 2-lane highway. And that highway closed because of 18 with a flip. The car blew up. We were stuck in this gas station parking lot, just running the van all night, sleeping in the van, just waiting until the road was done. And this is at the end of the tour. We were just trying to get home. If it was on the way out, we probably would have had to cancel a show. But things happen when you're on the road. That's part of the lifestyle.
I mean, we've had, and you'll never know. We had somebody cancel with us because the van had broke down on them. You don't never know.
I think my brakes are about to go, actually, in my van.
I mean, we've seen every curveball come out there.
It happens all the time. It's a casualty of the road. Yeah. That's what we say.
I mean, you don't never know when you're on this road. And that's the same with us. We go to shows. We go here. We go there. We don't never know. I mean, we come down here it's a 2-hour ride, but we know how Chattanooga has its moments with the traffic and stuff, and it's giving Atlanta a run for its money with the traffic.
I know, we never been here before. It's the first time.
And did y'all come from Atlanta? Is that where y'all coming?
We came from Greenville.
Greenville, South Carolina.
We drove through Atlanta.
Y'all didn't perform in Atlanta?
No, we're going to Atlanta on Sunday.
Masquerade?
It's weird. We're doing Masquerade. Yeah. I don't know. We've only been in Atlanta. We played Atlanta maybe once, years and years ago. So this will be our first time back in a long time.
Have you ever played at the Masquerade?
I don't remember if that was where we played before.
You will remember because a lot of times it's not very. No, it's like an underground garage.
Oh, that's cool. I think we played a big theater years ago.
It sounds like you played at Buckhead.
But yeah, that might be what it is. It sounds familiar.
I bet it's it's got a floor made out of wood.
Yeah, it was a nice theater. It had drapes and all that kind of stuff.
That's Buckhead.
Very nice.
I bet that's what it is.
Yeah.
It sounds like the floors are made out of wood.
There was these red drapes and curtains and all that kind of stuff. It was a really nice theater.
Yeah, it's a great one. Atlanta, you'll be at the Masquerade. I hope they work with you because sometimes. Don't be surprised if you're trying to get your gear in this place and you're having to walk a distance for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We walked there one time with the Kings of Thrash, walking down there with their gear in hands because there was no easy access way to get into it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they've gotten that straightened out because Masquerade used to be another spot, and then ever since they moved to downtown, it's a whole different animal.
Oh, wow. Well, I guess we'll find out in a couple days.
Well, one thing about bands, y'all are always adjust.
You have
go
to.
with the flow.
You have to. If you're not able to adapt on tour, you're not going to make it. There's so many mishaps that happen all the time. There's so many things that go astray. I mean, there's problems you have to solve. You just have to take every single day. You have to solve the problem of the day. And we take it day by day. And there's a lot of problems that arise sometimes.
Sometimes
we've been lucky on this tour. The sound and stuff, it's more so getting to the venue or forgetting things or things break down. Or maybe an instrument breaks, or an amp goes down, or things like that. I feel or you lose a key. We lost a band key the other day. Things like that happen. You're how the fuck are we getting in the band? You got to think quick. You have to think on your feet because you can't start stressing or worrying too much about it. You got to go right into problem solving mode because we're all on the time schedule.
Oh yeah.
Every single day, you got to make it work.
Well, these guys were showing me when they go on tour. And this made sense to me, is to take showers.
Yeah.
There's about 4 of them. And what they did was they all had Planet Fitness memberships.
Yeah, that's what a lot of bands do.
Yeah,
we don't do it, but the Dead Boats site does that.
Yeah.
They have a Planet Fitness membership. It's like $10 a month, and you get showers, you can brush your teeth in the morning, and you can work out, you know. So it's really smart. We haven't quite gotten to that level yet because we're still sleeping in hotels and Airbnbs and all that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna get a car. I'm gonna get a Sprinter soon that we can put some bunks in. We'll probably have to do that, or else you won't shower. Unless the venue
your clothes will beat you to the stage before you get up there. You just jump in your clothes.
Some venues have showers and some of them have laundry, but the smaller ones don't. So you can't. Or you can take a gas station shower. You can do it at drug stop. It's like $15 and it's a nice shower. It's a really nice shower.
Planet Fitness is pretty nice.
I'm sure it is. I've never been to a Planet Fitness, but I've heard good things.
I mean, that was the only reason I found out about it was because one of the bands I was interviewing, I was in there working out, and I said, that's the guys I'm interviewing tonight. And they were in there getting their showers.
No, it's not surprising. It's like a trick of the road. A lot of people know about that one. I just go to Planet Fitness. You park your van overnight, you sleep there. They're all 24 hours. Mm-hmm. And then in the morning, you get your workout in, you get your shower, you shave or whatever.
You work out?
You start the day. I do work out a lot.
I can tell. Your arms. That's my arms.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I mean, I go to the gym regularly because I'm old. I can't help it.
It's good. It's okay.
You only got one life, so you always try to take care of yourself.
Yeah, you should.
So the new album we dropping in February.
Yeah, it should be February, March.
Are you going to have a CD on it?
Yeah, we'll have a CD. For sure. Vinyl as well.
I always buy CDs.
Yeah. We have no CDs tonight, by the way. We sold out already. Sorry, we have vinyl though.
Yeah, I like I said, I have a huge CD collection. Yeah. I still buy CDs with the
sound great. I still think it's the best. It's the best sound quality you can get of all the music. It sounds incredible.
My camera person, she makes fun of me. She goes, watch me go to the gym.
Yeah.
And I have a CD
Walkman. Oh, no way.
He laughing.
That's incredible.
And sometimes
that's old school. Listen, I'm only 27. I never grew up with that stuff, But that's just funny to me because everybody's got Spotify or Apple Music or whatever now,
Well, see, I just get kind of mad at people when I'm in the gym because they're doing this instead of working out with that thing. I'm like, I'd like to work out on that if you get off your damn phone so I can work out.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
So whenever I have my CD Walkman, I get on the cardio machine. Click it on
CD
and just listen to the whole, and I can listen from start to finish of the album. That's why I like doing that.
That's amazing.
I mean, that way I'm a fair judge of every band. Like when I walk in here, I've got an idea of what album I've like my favorite song off your Broken Love. That's the way I'm gonna have the self-titled. Was I Saw Red.
Yeah.
It's track number 2.
It's the second track. Yeah.
And that was my favorite one on there.
Unfortunately, we won't be playing it tonight. But I'm sorry. I should break the news to you now. But we will not be playing that song. We haven't played that song in years. We're almost on the third album, So we're kind of moving. You have to pick the hits or whatever if we even have any. But we have bigger songs, that stream better than others, or that have been on radio and done decently well. You got to start picking and choosing the ones you play.
Oh yeah, because a lot of people, that's all they've heard.
Yeah, exactly. Or well, sometimes we'll play shows and people don't know who we are, but they've been like, oh, I know that song. So you play the quote-unquote hit, and they go, oh, I've heard that song before. And now maybe you grab them.
Have y'all ever been played on Octane?
We did a test drive, I think, on our first record, but nothing on our second record. I know we're still trying to get some stuff on that.
I mean, like I said, it's always a good crowd on Octane. I mean, one thing I like about Octane, they do give newer bands a chance. Y'all have only been around 2019, I guess.
Yeah, it's been about 5 years. But it's the problem. Was it really 5 years? You take COVID out of it, we really only did a band for 3. Because we've only been able to play for 3 of those. We lost 2 years. So I think we're newer than we.
When's the end of this tour?
Sunday.
On this Sunday?
Yeah, it's very quick. Yeah.
Jesus.
We're in and out. Yeah. This is our 5th show. I think it's only 8 shows.
Oh, really?
8 or 9 shows. We have a day off tomorrow. Since I'm getting fucked up tomorrow.
Listen to this, Justin will be drinking himself retarded.
I will be drinking a lot. Yeah.
You don't have to be nowhere tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always good to have a day in between. I get that with a lot of these bands. Because they're going from here, and it's just non-stop. And I guess you'll go back to Canada after this?
After this, yes.
Come out tonight to the Barrelhouse in Chattanooga. I'm Kirby Lee Bailey. This is Justin from Broken Love, and we're out of here.
Thank you.